So it turns out that there's a whole lot of shady activities going on with Wendy Williams that we are just now getting exposed to. But this current situation with Ray J has to be one of the wildest, unexpected things we've heard thus far. According to Wendy's ex-husband Kevin Hunter, Ray J allegedly had something to do with Wendy's new situation and health concerns. And he claimed that Ray allegedly provided her with substances despite knowing that she has been struggling with addiction issues for a long time. Kevin a whole lot to say about Ray J's shady relationship with Wendy, and he did not hold back, so let's break it all the way down now. Kevin has had a lot to say about Ray J and Wendy, but Stunna Girl was the first person to make these claims. She and Ray J have been on the outs for a hot minute now, and she has been dragging Ray J and accusing him of allegedly being a creep towards women that he has been working with, saying you pay for 304s all day but won't pay your team. You're a professional, John. You as gas and suck, saying you had her an NDA after you got some of the cat bees can't be on your network lest they intimately pleasing you. You're the biggest creep of them all. This allegation was very intense and shady, but Ray J has stayed silent on the matter. I'm not saying that he did it or he didn't do it, but Hollywood has plenty of stories about men demanding favors for roles or positions. The drama has been going on for ages. But it's only gotten worse when Stunna dropped a bombshell accusing Ray of worsening Wendy's substance struggles. Wendy's battle with substances is very well known, and according to Stunna, Rage played a part in making things worse for Wendy. Instead of constantly being worried about me, Rage needs to focus on what he did to Wendy Williams. She ain't been the same since you took her on that binge gang. This news sparked a whole lot of controversy, especially considering Wendy's health struggles and the recent updates that we've heard. In February, her team announced that she had been diagnosed with dementia. They said in 2023, after undergoing a battery of medical tests, Wendy was officially diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia and frontal temporal dementia, FTD. Her symptoms, which combined impact her language and communication behavior and cognitive functions, have already presented significant hurdles in Wendy's life. Y'all, this news was a real tearjerker, though not entirely surprising, given all the whispers from insiders and the lead up to the official announcement. And let's face it, Wendy's been battling addiction for what feels like forever, so I guess we shouldn't have been completely surprised, but for a long time fans used to judge her harshly, giving her a hard time and calling her all sorts of names for not kicking the addiction. This was unfair because everybody knows that addictions aren't exactly easy to beat. But then it got even worse when we found out that the people in her inner circle were making things 10 times worse for her because they were practically pushing drinks into her hands and cashing in on her struggles. As long as she kept making money for them, they kept supplying her with drinks. One of the first spill the tea was DJ Boof, who used to spin the wheels on Wendy Williams' show back in 2020. DJ Boof left the show suddenly and without an explanation, leaving fans scratching their heads wondering what happened. Now, for those of you not in the loop, DJ Booth was Wendy's longtime DJ, so this sudden exit had people talking. Turns out he walked away because he couldn't stand watching producers and managers sit back while Wendy went through all of it without lifting any of their fingers to help. A fan commented on the Instagram and said, "Wendy, you need to stop your show and seriously get help. Your camp is just watching you spiral instead of helping you. Shame on them." Another fan commented on this and said she don't listen to them, probably why DJ Booth left the show then. DJ Booth himself replied to this fan and said, "Yep, exactly. And it would all come out. Y'all have no idea what's really going on, and everyone there is afraid to speak up because they don't want to lose their jobs. This is going to play out bad. I feel sorry for the workers and have blessed day." So rumor hated that Wendy's inner circle actually encouraged her addiction because they figured that it's easier to control someone when they're not all there mentally. Wendy did try rehab and even did a stint in a halfway house, but sadly she kept falling back into the same thing each time. But now with Stunna spilling this new tea, fans are buzzing about whether Ray J might have been one of those alleged enablers. Just to catch you up, Wendy and Ray J have been tight for years. They were so close at times that whispers started going on about them being more than just friends and maybe even a secret romance. But both Wendy and Ray J have always insisted that they're just good pals and nothing more. But it is curious, isn't it? Ray has been seen often with Wendy during her toughest times, and there are multiple pictures of them together. Wendy sometimes looks a bit spaced out when she's with them. But let me be clear, I'm not saying stunt accusations about Ray J getting Wendy hooked on substances is 100% true. I'm just passing on the buzz and speculations, but fans have also noticed a weird and honestly kind of strange pattern. Ray J seems to have a habit of being around female celebs when they're struggling with substance issues. Take Whitney Houston, for example, an absolute legend, but she faced her own battles, especially towards the end. But hey, nobody is perfect. But you want to know who was right by her side through it all at the end? Yep, you guessed it, Ray J. But just like Wendy, RJ and Whitney had a super tight bond that had everybody speculating that they were more than friends, some even calling him her boy toy. Now, Ray J brushed off those rumors, insisting that they were just pals. Right before Whitney tragically passed away from an OD, they were seen together, leaving everyone guessing about the real story between them. Rage was one of the last people to see Whitney alive, and don't even get me started on how Whitney's autopsy was riddled with inconsistencies, suggesting more external trauma than initially reported. She had superficial abrasions on her forehead and nose, along with cuts on her left arm, hand, and shoulder. Moreover, the pathologist Stoux pointed out that the water in the tub where she died was near boiling, making it practically impossible for her to have been in it comfortably. And that's what made the final autopsy not make any sense at all. There's no way she would have sat in that boiling water, he said. I think that this lady fell into the water. She was unconscious when she fell into the tub. I do not believe that the death was due to drowning. Then there's this super disturbing report from a private investigator that revealed that Whitney had some defense wounds on her body. Jaguar Wright has also backed this up, insisting that Whitney didn't die in a bathtub like we were told.
She was beat. They saw her body. She didn't just die in a tub, like she was beat up.
So of course fans are wondering if Ray J allegedly had something to do with Whitney. And now, considering Wendy's mental state, fans are wondering if he has something to do with Wendy's situation. But of course, Kevin Hunter has a whole lot to say, and he's kind of confirmed the allegations that Ray J allegedly has something to do with Wendy's situation. Now, there is a lot that we can say about Mr. Kevin Hunter, but there's one thing that no one can deny, is that Kevin was there with Wendy from the very start, and he knows everything that happened. Now, Kevin might not exactly be the best person to speak on this because of his situation with Wendy. He has been trying to get his hands on Wendy for a minute. Well, at least on her money for a minute, saying stuff like Wendy was in rehab. And these people just stopped depositing my money called turkey. These people have tried to starve me out. At the end of the day, I earned that money, and I'm not letting them take it. I know she is not in a good place, and she is surrounded by people who are taking advantage of her condition, including this so-called guardianship. He also tried to take Wendy's money when he called her out for not paying him alimony, saying, I have fallen behind on most of my bills. I'm behind on credit card payments because I have no money since the severance payments were suspended. My life has been greatly affected since the plaintiff stopped making payments under our settlement agreement. The fact that I am unable to sustain my life and pay my bills in order is extremely urgent to me. I cannot pay my bills and sustain my day-to-day living. So with this, Kevin might not exactly be the person we want to talk to about this. But like I said, he's been with Wendy from the very start. And according to him, Rage allegedly works as Wendy's handler, and he is reportedly the reason that Wendy keeps going in and out of rehab. Allegedly, every time Wendy comes out of rehab clean and ready to lead a new life, Ray J allegedly comes around with new drugs to lead her down a path of destruction again. According to Kevin, the powerful people in the industry are always trying to keep Wendy under, because it's easier to keep her under control when she's out of it. Well, fans had a whole lot to say about this, and this fan commented, Ray J is clearly a hand, or they send him to monitor things or finish the job. Because why is he always around the biggest celebrities at their lowest moments? Other fans said, what Stun Girl says about Ray J putting Wendy Williams on a drug binge doesn't surprise me, because when Wendy Houston passed, I heard the same rumors of him being involved in her relapse, and very interesting that St Girl is coming out of nowhere implying that Ray J has something to do with Wendy Williams' current condition, especially due to the fact that he happened to be the person with Whitney Houston right before her death. But I got to know what y'all think about this. Do you really believe Kevin Hunter's claims? Or do you think it's just another ploy for him to try to get Wendy's money? Drop your thoughts in comments below, and then check out this next video.